You're watching IREC News Hour with me, Nuur Raudhah, and I will be accompanying you to the most updated worldwide news. Millions of children in the Philippines returned to school as the academic year started on Monday, with many taking their seats in classroom for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic hit. The Philippines is one of the last countries in the world to resume full-time in-person lessons, sparking warnings that the prolonged closure of classrooms had worsened an education crisis in the country. Children in masks and uniforms lined up for a temperature check and squirt of hand sanitizer at Pedro Guevara Elementary School in Manila, which had shut classrooms since March of 2020. The school had adopted a hybrid system of in-person and remote learning as it transitions its nearly 6,000 students back to face-to-face classes by November, a deadline set by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. soon after he took office 2 months ago. Grade 6 student Sophia Macahilig said she was excited to meet her classmates and teachers after 2 years of Zoom lessons. But many students have a lot of catching up to do. After Philippine school closed, a blended learning program involving online classes, printed materials and lessons broadcast on televisions and social media was introduced. As face-to-face classes resume, all problems persist. Large class sizes, outdated teaching methods, poverty and lack of basic infrastructure, such as toilets, have been blamed for contributing to the education crisis. Pedro Guevara science teacher Ethan Shumanon said he was worried that students had missed out on valuable learning over the past 2 years. In the lead-up to the reopening of classrooms, the government had been ramping up a vaccination drive and will provide students with free public transport until the end of the calendar year. On Saturday, the government began handing out cash aid to students and parents struggling to cover expenses, leading to chaotic scenes outside distribution centers. In the city of Zamboanga, 29 people were injured when several thousand tried to push through the gate of a high school. That is it for the news this evening. Look out for IREC News Hour in the next hour. I'm Nuur. Good evening and goodbye.